The movie starts with a legend. When creation began, two races appeared. Angels were born from light. Jinn were born from fire. Beings locked inside a void between worlds. A jinn can't escape unless a human releases it, and release comes with a rule. The person who wakes it gets 3 wishes. After the 3rd wish, the prison breaks and the Jinn Legion can pour into Earth. Cut to Persia, 1127 AD. A ruthless emperor has captured a jinn and shows it off at a banquet. He demands to be amazed. The jinn grants that desire by twisting it into cruelty, mutilating guests and turning the party into a slaughterhouse. A horrified man begs the court sorcerer Zoroaster to stop it. Zoroaster can only watch as the jinn's magic makes bodies collapse and bend in impossible ways. One victim's bones rip outward and his skeleton bursts free, attacking another guest like a living weapon. Then the jinn pressures the emperor. Make your 3rd wish and I'll set everything right. Zoroaster warns him what that really means. The 3rd wish won't just undo damage. It will open a gateway between realms and free every jinn trapped in the void. Understanding the trap, Zoroaster pulls out a gemstone, a fire opal, and speaks an ancient spell. The jinn is yanked into the stone like smoke into a bottle, sealing it inside. Centuries later, America. Collector Raymond Beaumont arrives at a port to supervise an ancient statue linked to the Persian god Ahura Mazda. His assistant, Ed Finney, chews out the crane operator Mickey Torelli for being careless. Torelli is drinking on the job. He spills alcohol onto the controls, the crane jolts, and the heavy crate crashes down, killing Finney. While workers dig through the wreckage, someone notices a strange jewel among the debris, the fire opal. A man steals it. After a few handoffs, it ends up with a pawnshop owner who takes it to Regal auctioneers to learn what it's worth. Regal's best appraiser is Alexandra Amberson. After a tennis game with her closest friend, Josh, he asks her out. Alexandra hesitates, worried that dating could ruin what they already have, and asks him to give her time. At work, Alexandra studies the opal and can't believe its size and inner glow. She tells her boss, Nick, it could sell for a fortune. While cleaning it, she breathes on the stone and rubs it on her shirt. Tiny actions that accidentally wake what's trapped inside. She hears a deep voice, but it fades. When she looks through a microscope, she spots movement within the gem, like something alive behind glass. Uneasy, she decides Josh can run tests. She drops the opal at Josh's lab, then leaves to coach a basketball team. During practice, she calls a timeout and tells the players to calm their minds. Focus first, then shoot. Back in the lab, Josh runs a spectral scan. The opal suddenly splits into 4 pieces and releases a blast that wrecks the room. From the wreckage crawls the jinn, hideous and half-formed. Josh is severely injured. The creature offers relief, saying Josh only has to ask. In pain and desperate, Josh agrees. That counts as a wish. The jinn feeds on him, draining his life essence as Josh screams and fades away. At the same time, Alexandra tries calling him and is hit by a vision of Josh dying. As the jinn finishes feeding, its body reshapes into a more upright form, monstrous but now able to walk the streets in plain sight. Before leaving, it gathers the shattered opal pieces. Police arrive. Alexandra rushes in and finds Josh zipped in a body bag. Detective Nathanson questions her, and she admits Josh was testing a gem she brought from work. Elsewhere, a homeless man begs outside a pharmacy. The pharmacist comes out to chase him off. Furious, the homeless man blurts out a wish that the pharmacist would die terribly. The jinn hears him and offers a trade, your soul for your wish. The man bargains, then chooses something specific. He wishes the pharmacist would die of cancer. Inside the store, the pharmacist collapses as tumors swell under his skin, killing him fast. While being questioned, Alexandra suddenly sees this death in her mind, as if the jinn is projecting it. The jinn asks the homeless man if the wish was worth his soul. The man finally gets a clear look at the creature's face and runs in terror. That night, Alexandra breaks down at home. Her sister Shannon comforts her and insists Josh's death wasn't her fault. Alexandra disagrees. She knows the opal is connected. Shannon worries Alexandra is reliving old trauma, remembering the fire that killed their parents and the guilt Alexandra carried afterward. Shannon reminds her, Alexandra saved Shannon, and nobody could have saved everyone. But Alexandra says this isn't a nightmare. Something real has been released, and she swears she'll uncover what the opal unleashed and what it did to Josh. The next day, Alexandra tracks down the pawnbroker and learns the fire opal was taken from the port accident, mixed in with debris from Beaumont's Persian statue. She questions Beaumont about the figure on the statue, and he points her to a folklore expert, Professor Wendy Derleth. While Alexandra searches for answers, the djinn upgrades its disguise. It slips into a university morgue, peels a dead man's face like a mask, and gets caught by a student. The student panics. The djinn calmly steers him into saying he wishes he didn't have to see this. The moment those words land, the djinn seals the student's eyelids shut. Wearing the stolen face, it walks out looking far more human. Alexandra gets a sudden vision of the creature and screams in front of Beaumont. He assumes she's stressed and invites Alexandra and Shannon to his party celebrating the statue. Alexandra meets Derleth and explains what's happening. Derleth tells her the spirit in the opal isn't a friendly genie. Old stories treat it as something dangerous because it twists wishes into traps. As if to prove it, the djinn goes shopping for a suit. At the counter, it charms the clerk into wishing she could stay beautiful forever. She instantly turns into a mannequin, perfect, motionless, and stuck that way. The djinn pays and leaves, dressed to blend in. Derleth lays out the rules. The djinn must grant 3 wishes to the person who awakened it, Alexandra. But every granted wish also lets it harvest a soul. And those souls charge the opal pieces. Once the stones are charged and Alexandra makes the 3rd wish, the gateway opens, and the djinn's entire legion can enter Earth. Derleth's advice is blunt. Don't make wishes and watch every word. The djinn then visits Detective Nathanson at the station, pretending it needs Alexandra's address. Nathanson stalls. During the talk, he looks at a suspect being interrogated and mutters he wishes the guy would do something horrific in front of witnesses. The djinn treats that as a wish. The suspect grabs a gun and shoots 2 detectives inside the building. In the chaos, the djinn flips through Nathanson's desk folder and finds Alexandra's business card. When Nathanson notices, the djinn gives the suspect unnatural strength. The man fights savagely, even ripping an officer's jaw loose before being killed. At home, Alexandra researches and understands the mechanism. The opal isn't only a prison, it's a door that can be opened from either side. The djinn can't free its kind yet. It needs enough souls from wishes to energize the shards. Then it must corner Alexandra and complete the 3-wish sequence. She realizes the djinn isn't granting wishes out of kindness. It's using people as fuel. Every time someone speaks a wish, even as a joke, the djinn can take it literally and collect their soul. That's why it keeps provoking statements and turning them into disasters. That night, the djinn goes to Regal Auctioneers for Alexandra's address. A guard blocks him. The djinn nudges him into saying, "I wish you'd leave," so the djinn steps back, then says he has to go inside. The guard snaps that he'd love to see him try to go through him. The djinn turns the guard into glass and walks straight through. Inside, the djinn confronts Nick and demands Alexandra's address. Nick refuses until the djinn tempts him. Nick says he'd like the desk artifact to be more valuable, and it becomes gold and spills diamonds. Still resisting, Nick finally asks for $1 million. The djinn grants it with a loophole. It causes the plane carrying Nick's mother to crash, and her flight insurance lists Nick as beneficiary. The next day, distracted while coaching, Alexandra borrows Shannon's phone to call Derleth. After she returns it, the djinn takes the phone briefly, hits redial, and learns Derleth's number and location. Later, Alexandra spots the djinn watching from the gym crowd, but it vanishes when someone blocks her view. At home, Nathanson calls to warn her a man is searching for her. The call cuts out as the djinn starts collecting what it's owed. Alexandra is hit with visions of wishmakers having their souls ripped away, and she screams, powerless. Then the djinn calls her and says only she can release the trapped souls. Alexandra rushes to Derleth's apartment for help. Derleth admits the old magic that once fought, djinn is basically gone. Modern times buried it. Alexandra insists she'll try anyway. Derleth mocks the idea, until Alexandra turns to leave and the djinn is suddenly in the doorway. Derleth is already dead. The djinn explains that when it showed her its true face, she begged to be freed from her fear, so it granted the wish by killing her. Now it faces Alexandra and asks for her wishes. Furious, she blurts, "I want you dead." The djinn grants it for free to make a point, shoots itself in the head, and then stands back up, showing her ordinary death won't stop it, and that her words are the only weapon it needs. Alexandra knows she can't avoid it forever. She makes a careful wish. She wants to know what the djinn really is. The world lurches, and she's dragged inside the fire opal. This isn't some magical lounge. It's a grim inner space where stolen souls are stored and drained like fuel. The djinn shows her the trapped spirits, then releases a reptile-like creature to chase her through the twisting corridors. Alexandra runs. He appears behind her like a shadow. She snaps that she never wished for him to be in the gem with her. The djinn answers coldly. If she doesn't set boundaries, he will. Then he threatens Shannon, proving he can reach her sister whenever he wants. Panicked, Alexandra spends her second wish to escape. She wants to be back at her apartment without him. She lands at home, alone, shaking, only to find Shannon has already gone to Beaumont's party. Alexandra races to the mansion. At the entrance, the djinn turns up again. Alexandra begs a security guard to stop him from following her. The djinn tempts the guard into wishing for a more exciting life, and the guard agrees. In an instant, he's trapped in a water-filled escape box. Inside, Alexandra finds Shannon and pleads with her to leave. Shannon refuses, giddy, saying the attractive guy she met at the basketball court is here. She points, and Alexandra sees the truth. Shannon means the djinn, who is already talking to Beaumont like a polite guest. Alexandra turns to pull Shannon away, but Shannon slips back into the crowd. While Alexandra searches, the djinn works Beaumont. He mentions a party from centuries ago, so wild it became legend. Beaumont, flattered, says he'd love to host something unforgettable. That single thought becomes permission. The djinn unleashes mayhem. Statues step off pedestals, objects turn into weapons, and guests are attacked by things that should not be alive. Beaumont catches a glimpse of the djinn's real face and flees in terror. Alexandra spots Shannon and chases, but the djinn distracts her by setting people ablaze, turning the room into smoke, and screams. He corners Alexandra and offers the same bargain. One final wish, and the chaos can be erased. Alexandra refuses. She knows the third wish opens the gate for the rest of his kind. She tries to steady herself by laughing at him. He can't simply kill her. He needs her alive to speak the last wish. The djinn replies that he doesn't need to stab her. He only needs to maneuver her into wishing herself dead. A statue lunges and Alexandra bolts through the hallways. She finds Beaumont and asks where Shannon went. Beaumont starts choking before he can answer, and a grotesque creature forces its way out of his mouth, whipping a tentacle around Alexandra's ankle. She smashes a vase and stabs the tentacle with a sharp shard, freeing herself. Security charges in, but the djinn raises more killers. Warrior statues attack, shrugging off bullets, and the guards are torn apart. The djinn seals the exits and herds Alexandra into Beaumont's display room. There, he demands the third wish. She refuses, until he reveals Shannon is trapped inside a painting of a burning building, screaming behind the canvas. Alexandra forces her breathing to slow. Stillness of mind, the same focus she taught her team. If wishes are loopholes, she needs exact words. She rewinds the chain of events. The port accident happened because the crane operator was drunk. That accident exposed the opal and everything followed. So she speaks her last wish precisely. She wishes the crane operator had not been drinking on the job. Time snaps back. The djinn fights it, but the gem's pull drags him into darkness and seals him away before he can open the gateway. Back at the port, the crate is lowered safely by a sober operator. Later, Alexandra visits Josh, alive, and asks him out. He's confused, but she just smiles and winks. Back in Beaumont's mansion, the Ahura Mazda idol now stands safely in its showcase. Deep within the opal, the djinn settles onto his seat, plotting his return silently.